Hello and welcome to Amethyst Style Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today I thought we would use a stamp set from the annual catalogue, which is at home with you. And we're going to use the lovely little lantern in this one. And we are going to use from the autumn winter catalogue, Making Every Day Bright, and we're going to use the little string for the lights. So I have already mounted these and I thought I would show you a quick tip for mounting these sorts of stamps. As you can see, they are very bendy and very wiggly. The easiest way to make sure that you've got it completely straight and not stretched is put it down first on your work surface, then take your block and pick it up and you will have it completely straight. So we are going to ink this up in a good black ink. Like this. And we are going to put it right in the centre at the top, like that. And then we're going to take the little lantern. And again, we are going to ink it up in a good black ink. And we are going to put the lanterns at just sort of little bits of an angle, as if they were blowing in the wind. Now, I'm just going to move this down a bit because I do need to try and line it up with this bit at the top. And it's quite difficult. So my head is going to come in. And I'm going to have one sort of blowing in that direction. And the one on this end as well, blowing in the opposite direction. And then these ones we can line up fairly straight. Like that. And you have a lovely little sort of row of hanging lanterns. Rather than hanging anything else. Now, I'm going to colour these in with our stamping blends. You can use whatever you want. I'm using stamping blends because it's quite quick to use. So I'm going to just take the lid off and we're going to colour the actual flame from the bulb or from the candle, the actual wick in yellow. And I'm just then going to just where the little lines are, I'm just adding just a tiny little flash so it looks as if it's lit up as if it were at night. And then I'm going to do the actual lanterns themselves in, I'm going to do them in a red. So let me just take the lid off of this and we are going to I might alternate them actually, so let's just do the little top in red. Now with the blends you literally have to just stroke them, particularly if you're doing a very small image like this. If you rest them on the cardstock for too long they will start to bleed, so even on these tiny little bits here I'm hardly touching the paper at all. If you do touch the paper for more than a fraction of a second, it will start to bleed. And I find if I turn my cardstock so that it faces me for the pen, it's easier to do it. You can use whatever medium you want to colour this in. I just wanted to... This is me trying to do it really carefully and not get any blobs. I wanted to do it in the blends because they're a little bit quicker, but you know, spend as much time as you want. So I'm going to do 2 red ones. You can do them all different colours. You can do them, as I say, whatever colours take your fancy. I'm just doing this quickly because I thought that it would look quite pretty. Let's do the little bit at the bottom. Like this, turn it round on the other side, and these are the bits that are very difficult to get straight. You have to have a very steady hand. Says me going very, very quiet while I'm concentrating. Like this, those little pieces through that way. turn it back this way, and then, as I say, just very gently stroke it through. If you wanted to use our Stampin' Right markers, or you wanted to use our watercolour pencils, they would work perfectly as well. And I'm going to do the other one in green, I think, because that's quite Christmassy. Now, there are some lovely new blends that have come out. So you have got some of the new colours, the Merry Merlot, the Tranquil Tide. I haven't got the complete set yet. I am building up my collection as I go. As I always say to everybody, crafting is about enjoying it, and you buy according to your budget. And although we would all like to buy everything all at the same time, most of our budgets can't stretch that far, so we buy a little bit every month and build up our collection that way. And that's exactly what I do. I build things up over time. It also means that you have time to play with the things that you've got. Quite often I will see people buying lots and lots and lots of product, and then they turn around and say, oh, I haven't even used this set yet. And I think, oh, what a shame. Why are you buying something when you haven't even used it yet? For me, it's all about the pleasure of using the stamp set and making the most of every single one. You know, my pennies, I like to make my pennies go as far as they possibly can. And if you try and make the most of every single stamp set and use them as much as possible, then you're getting exceptional value for money. There we go. So we now have some pretty little lanterns in the red and the green. Now, you can put whatever sentiment you want at the bottom. You can put a ribbon, you can put all sorts of things. I have just taken a sentiment which I had from Winterwoods, which is just fill the season with happiness. And I am going to put this onto a white card base because I think that it'll pick it up, because I wanted this card to be quite a nice, clean and simple card. Now, this is a piece of Merry Merlot that I've got already cut. I would probably do, as this is cherry cobbler, I would do cherry cobbler, but I don't think it will look too out of place, and will blend quite nicely. And there you have a rather nice, clean and simple card. And as I was saying before, quite often we want to send cards to the ladies and the men in our life, and sometimes some of our gentleman friends, I have an uncle, as I was telling you, who's 96 years old. He likes clean and simple. He doesn't like too much bling, too much fancy, and I think this makes an absolutely beautiful Christmas card. So thank you so much for joining me, and do look forward to seeing you again. Bye bye.